What's going on, YouTube, man? It's your boy Sanithegoat, and I'm back with another video for y'all. I am back with another reaction, man. Y'all probably just seen my other one, man. I'm telling y'all, I'm on the grind, man. Like, for sure, it's on the grind. But, you know, I got some people, asking me to react to, the people, to see if I would agree, This video is called the 6 most shocking, snubs of the 2020 All-Star Game this year, man. You know what I'm saying? I guess people asking me to react to it to see how, I would feel about it. You know what I'm saying? I just really want to see how this video goes. See what he puts in here, who he puts in here. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple in mind, but we're going to go ahead, we're going to get to it. Do not forget, if you are new, hit that sub button. If you like the video, hit that like button. And hit that bell for when I post more videos. You know what I'm saying? We're on the grind, 500 subs. I should just, 1,000 subs. We're on the grind for 1,000 subs. You know what I'm saying? I just changed it. Just this video. We changed it to 1,000 subs. We're on the grind. But enough talking, let's get to the video,
What's up, guys?
man.
Mike here, and the NBA has just released the All-Star reserves for the 2020 season, which means, like always, a lot of people are very, very angry. The reason for that is that every season it feels like a few obvious NBA All-Star candidates do get snubbed, and this year I have a list of the 5 players who I think were the most snubbed. So with that in mind, if you do enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like, it helps out a ton, and comment down below who you think got the most snubbed. And for now, let's jump into the video. So let's start this video off with the most absurd player to not be named an All-Star this season, Devin Booker, who has been on a struggling Suns franchise for nearly 5 years now. And yeah, when we look at Devin Booker's teams, they have consistently been bad. With that said though, although the Suns are a little bit on the outside of the Western Conference playoff race this season, they have been better and they are not a complete joke anymore. As for Devin Booker himself, he has improved with a career high in points per game with 27.1, and his PER, win shares, and value over replacement player are all also currently career highs as well. Moving forward here, the only other players in NBA history to average at least 27 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds, and shoot 50% from the field in a season are Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, Steph Curry, LeBron James, and Oscar Robertson. Right now, Devin Booker is on pace to join this list, and out of everyone on this list, at 23 years old, Devin Booker would become the youngest player to ever accomplish this. It is because of stats like this that Devin Booker's All-Star campaign this season has been well covered, and he had this to say to NBA.com after finishing. He found out 4th on the NBA player ballots. Quote, "I earned respect from my peers, the guys that spend countless hours in the gym that we get to compete against. So that means a lot to me." And teammate Kelly Oubre was blatant in his opinion that Booker should be an All-Star, stating his game is pure art. If you're looking at Devin Booker play basketball and you're saying he's anything but a superstar in this league, then let's be real, man, don't talk to me. And the thing is here, I do agree with this state. Based on these stats and pure talent alone, there is a clear argument to be made that Devin Booker should have been an All-Star this season, and if he weren't playing for a horrible franchise his entire career so far, this could have been the 2nd or 3rd time he was picked. With all that said though, hopefully 2021 is finally the year, because at this point, Devin Booker not being named an All-Star is getting ridiculous. And now let's look at Karl Anthony Towns. Started off this season on fire and is currently averaging 26.9 points, 10.7 rebounds, and 4.2 assists per game. These are clear All-Star numbers undoubtedly. However, because Karl Anthony Towns did suffer a knee injury in mid-December and has missed a little over a month at this point, Cat was not picked as an All-Star, which is a shame. Because when we look at players that need to be freed, guys like Anthony Davis last season, we do find players like Devin Booker and Karl Anthony Towns who have tremendous talent but seem to never make the playoffs because of the players around them. And when Cat was injured, Minnesota ended up with a 5-10 record, and then since Cat has returned, Minnesota has yet to win a game with him. So yes, the hype for Karl Anthony Towns was huge when the season started. However, after he was injured, his team has gone into a free fall and has not yet climbed back from it. In the meantime, centers like Rudy Gobert and Nikola Jokic, who have been snubbed in the past, have gotten their shine in the spotlight. It was those two who were named as All-Stars, and Karl Anthony Towns might be watching this game from home. That being said, I would be shocked if Cat was not in the All-Star game next season. He certainly has the talent. He certainly, again, has the numbers this season, just an injury kind of killed his candidacy. Moving on here, Bradley Beal has
I really think Bradley Beal should have.
this season and
You know
was
what I'm saying?
looking
He
for his
definitely
third straight
been balling
All-Star
out.
appearance in 2020. However, the coaches have snubbed him, which his own coach Scott Brooks would disagree with, saying, quote, "Brad's an all-star. I know that because every night I get to see it. Every night I get to see the defensive schemes against him. He gets double teamed, I want to say, every game. That tells me that coaches feel the same way." Unfortunately, spoiler alert, most of the coaches apparently did not feel this way, because while Beal is averaging career highs in points per game at 28.6, assists per game at 6.3, and PER with a 22.3 PER, the Wizards are struggling, and because of this, Beal has been overlooked for much of this season. As Scott Brooks mentioned though, this really is not Bradley Beal's fault at all. With John Wall out for the season, there is an extreme lack of talent surrounding Bradley Beal, and because he is getting double teamed constantly, I'd say the fact that Bradley Beal is averaging a career high in points is nothing short of amazing and really shows just how much he has developed as a player. As for the next player on this list, Paul George had a career season last year, was an all-star starter, and was even a legitimate MVP candidate for the Thunder. Because of this, most fans before the season would have guessed that George would be a lock to be in the 2020 All-Star game, which would have made him a 7-time All-Star. However, PG was injured to start the season and did not return for over a month after the season had already started. He is also currently dealing with a hamstring issue as well, and because of this, despite the fact that the Clippers are near the top of the West, Paul George is averaging only 23.5 points, 6 rebounds, and 1.5 steals per game, numbers that are obviously down from the 28 points, 8.2 rebounds, and 2.2 steals per game George put up for the Thunder last year. However, in terms of pure talent, Paul George is clearly more talented than a lot of the players who made the All-Star game this season, and if you personally look at the All-Star game as an event that is supposed to give credit to the best players in the NBA, then PG would certainly belong on this roster, especially when you take into account that for the Clippers this season, George is adjusting a little bit, and the Clippers do have him shooting more threes than normal, as currently he is taking more than half of his shots from three-point range. But regardless of anything, the man's talent is still there, he is making clutch plays, and if this is a game that's supposed to represent the most talented basketball players on the planet, then Paul George should be in it. I do understand the injury argument, however, and I definitely understand that players like Paul George miss the All-Star game every year because of injuries like his. Moving on here, Zach LaVine, despite the Chicago Bulls struggles, has been an absolute star. Although he was not considered by many in the national media to be an all-star this year, his stellar play cannot be denied, and after one recent game, the Bulls announcers went as far as to state, quote, "If he doesn't get in, there is something wrong." Now, obviously, Chicago's commentators are going to be a little biased, and you know I am a Chicago Bulls fan myself, but Zach LaVine is scoring at a phenomenal rate with 25.1 points per game, and even had that stellar game against the Hornets earlier this season in which he made 13 three-pointers, including
good God, always in the rearview mirror. Trouble, loose, Chicago's got it. Oh, no! You're kidding!
Also, always seen as a negative defender, for the first time in his career, Zach LaVine has become a plus defender, which really goes to show the hard work the man has put in the offseason. So with his exciting play, if the Bulls were a playoff team this season, aka if management and their coaching staff were different, it is likely that Zach LaVine would have made his first All-Star team, especially when you consider that his stats are very comparable to other All-Stars in the NBA this year. However, at the end of the day, if your team isn't winning games, a lot of times you are not
probably
only
if he was doing a little bit more this season.
And at
Zach
this point, guys, we are going to wrap up this list with Jaylen Brown, who was seen as a dark horse all-star candidate, but as we got closer to the game, it was obvious that Brown had surprisingly become a very serious candidate for a spot on the roster. ESPN writer Zach Lowe even strongly argued that Brown should make the team over Jason Tatum, stating, "I'd bet on Tatum being better than Brown over his career and probably over the rest of this season, but Tatum and Brown are still mostly finishers, and Brown, 39% from deep, 55% on twos, has finished more accurately over the relevant sample. Tatum's case isn't so strong that Boston should get a third All-Star." And when we look at other All-Stars on this list, Jaylen Brown does compare very favorably to Chris Middleton, for example. Brown is averaging 20.1 points per game, 6.6 rebounds, and 2.4 assists, and is shooting a very impressive almost 50% from the floor. However, I do understand that because Boston is not a top 3 team in the Eastern Conference, It was very unlikely that they were going to get in free All-Stars this season, so it was Jaylen Brown who ended up getting snubbed. Next year, however, if Boston is closer to the top of the Eastern Conference, I would not be surprised at all to see Kemba Walker, Jason Tatum, and Jaylen Brown all making the team. And so there we have it, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Remember, if you didn't...
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the only people on that list I feel like really should have went. Who was on there? It was Cat, Bradley Beal, Zach LaVine, Jaylen Brown. Who else was on there, bro? Somebody else was on there. Cat, Jaylen Brown, Zach LaVine, Bradley Beal. Oh, Paul George was on there. I feel like the people, honestly, that got snubbed was Bradley Beal, Zach LaVine, and probably Paul George, bro. Honestly, I feel like those are the people who got snubbed the most. You know what I'm saying? I would take Sabonis out and put someone else in there. But the people there, you know, they deserve it. They've been balling out this season as well. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, man, who am I, bro? Who am I? But anyways, that's going to go ahead. That's going to do it for this video. Hey, let me know down in the comments who y'all feel should have made it into the All-Star game and who should not have made it. You know what I'm saying? That's true. There's a lot of debate up. But do not forget, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for when I post more videos. So that way y'all can be notified when I do. Excuse me. But that's going to end it off for this video. Your boy sanithegoat out, man.
I got you, girl, go find a place. These niggas better stay in their place. We shaking the building like quakes.